And a developing story in Pittsburgh, incredibly disturbing, where police are currently investigating a mass shooting that happened overnight in the city's north side. 2 young men, they were killed. 9 others were injured after at least 50 rounds were fired inside a party in an Airbnb rental property. Police say multiple shooters are suspected and that one of the victims was as young as 14. The party was attended by as many as 200 people, many of whom were underage. There is dramatic video of the scene showing people panicking, running as shots are ringing out. We want to warn you, the video, it is tough to watch. Joining me now, Julian Routh, reporter for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Julian, thanks for joining us on this. Like I said, the video is dramatic. It's terrifying to think about 200 people packed inside of this Airbnb rental house, shots ringing out, and now we have 2 people dead, 9 others injured as well. What are we learning about the story, how this took place, who was there, who was responsible, how it all went down?
Well, it's a very somber day in Pittsburgh. This is the worst mass shooting we've had since the 2018 Tree of Life shooting, the synagogue massacre. What we know is that between 100 and 200 people, a majority of them juveniles, were at a large house party at an Airbnb rental in the East Allegheny neighborhood. Police say some sort of altercation broke out, and shortly thereafter, gunshots were fired. Police actually say more than 90 rounds of gunfire were fired, and it came from multiple shooters, they believe, because they compared the shell casings on the ground, and it came from multiple weapons. As you said, 2 people under the age of 18 were killed, 8 more wounded by gunfire, and an additional 5 were injured, fleeing the scene. As you saw in that very chaotic video, many people had jumped from windows. The remainder of the glass was still on the scene this morning. Very harrowing day here in Pittsburgh.
Do we know who the shooters are, the motivation of the shooting? Were they targeting one another? Were there multiple people armed? How many shooters were there?
We've asked a lot of those questions today. Police insist that it's an ongoing investigation, and they are asking the public for any information they have. They figure there's got to be a lot of video, a lot of photographs from inside that heavily attended shoulder-to-shoulder party. What police have been able to say is that, again, no arrests have been made. They believe there are multiple shooters. They believe that, more than one weapon was involved. They did not say they had any suspects. That doesn't mean they don't have one in mind. They just haven't released one to the public yet, but they have said it's all hands on deck, and they're urging the public to assist them in this matter at this point.
Hey, Julian, tell me, what type of neighborhood is this? And when you say juveniles, majority of juveniles were attending this party, are you basically saying this was a high school party happening at this Airbnb rental?
We're actually not sure about that because it just really depends on who was renting out the Airbnb, which we don't know much about right now. Airbnb says that they have banned the renter for life. We don't know who that is, but I don't think they allow anybody under the age of 19 to book an Airbnb. But the police said today that people as young as 14 were among the victims who were shot. So we do believe that it could be some sort of high school party with a mix of ages. The neighborhood itself, East Allegheny, this is just like any other neighborhood in Pittsburgh right now that's experiencing this wave of violence. I mean, this is happening all over our city and all over the country. And our new mayor, who was just sworn in January, has made this a top priority, and it just seems to be getting worse.